Presented in partnership with Barra Brava Brewing. This is Lumpen FC.
Welcome back. WLPN LP Chicago 105.5 FM Lumpen Radio. You are listening to Lumpen FC. We got a lot to cover. Again, like always, I'm Adrian. I'm here with
JJ.
And I'm Sebastian.
We were at the fire match, so we're going to cover a little bit of what occurred there for that wild card game. We're going to cover Champions League. We're going to talk about Liverpool and Manchester United, what occurred over the weekend.
That's fine.
I'll kind of just let you, because you know how I feel about Manchester United guys, so I'm not going to cover.
I think we both rant, to be honest.
Yeah. It'll be fine. Who's the next manager at Forest? We're gonna cover the mayhem that is occurring at Nottingham Forest, and it's just on the manager side. Really, I think the players actually are fine. They're still the same players that they were playing with.
Maybe.
Yeah. We're gonna go over El Clásico, which is this Sunday. We're gonna have a good time with that. Let's see what happens. We're very close with that. I think it's 103 to 105 wins, with Real Madrid just leading that one.
Between you guys and Barca?
Yeah, between Real Madrid and Barcelona.
You guys are keeping count.
This game has been going on for well over 100 years, and we'll cover some of that as well, and any of the other. Also La Liga trying to get some games to go to the United States, and apparently the players
not having it.
No, the players aren't happy with it. With Courtois coming out today with a statement where he kind of compared it to the NFL in a sense, where I think he was kind of wrong on that, but. Simply because I don't think he has that. A lot of people have that structure of like, NFL's probably like La Liga or Serie A, and they're not structured at all the same, right?
Yeah, I don't think.
So
I can see where you're going.
I think there was lost in translation kind of thing, a lost in translation kind of thing.
These guys play like 18 games a year, if that, right? That's it.
Right. We'll start covering all that. Like always, Barra Brava is a proud sponsor of Lumpen FC. You can find Barra Brava products at Life on Mars in Bridgeport. You can also find it on Life on Mars in Logan Square, Mars Community Brewing in Bridgeport, and at The Barrel in Pilsen. All right, guys. If you want to get in contact with us while we are on the show, you can watch us on Twitch. You can watch us on Twitch. Leave comments on Twitch. We'll get to those as soon as we can, or as soon as I get them.
Hey, no big deal. Fresh batch number 10 out. No big deal. No big.
If you want to email us, email us at lumpenfcradio@gmail.com. You can also follow us on Instagram. Instagram will be the Barra Brava Brewing Co. as well as 3160 Firm. That's 3160 FIRM, and that is the Bridgeport Pilsen Firm Instagram. Yep. So let's get started, y'all. Let's get started. Let's.
Did you already say Lumpen FC on X? Lumpen FC on X, and then we got Lumpen FC Radio at Gmail.
Yeah. Lumpen FC and Lumpen FC on X.
Yeah, we have things. You can reach out to us. And just real quick, U.S. women's team just went down 2-1 to Portugal. Portugal.
Down 2-1 to Portugal.
They should have won, though.
Does Portugal have a good team?
Yeah, they're not bad. Yeah, not bad at all.
Fair enough.
Not bad at all.
I think the U.S. women's team right now is very injured, and players are retiring, so...
They still look good though.
We'll try and get to that here at the end of this as well. With that review but let's get started with Chicago Fire.
Yes.
We went to the match last night. I believe you were watching on TV.
I was watching on TV because I was not gonna freeze my butt off to watch that game. But I will say.
The problem now that was like, dude, you didn't freeze your booty up down. The thing was, it was like when we got there. And I'll say it, like, it just didn't seem like they thought they didn't think the Fire were going to make the playoffs because of the traffic.
Like, the traffic situation was pretty insane.
Traffic.
Man, we got there. Yeah, we got there, and then it was like the parking lines, the cones. Man, people, it was just kind of ridiculous, and it got to the point where it seemed like people were just like moving cones and parking themselves.
Yeah, the I felt bad for them at the end there because they didn't even have space anymore to put the cars. So they were just, go up in the hill or go up on those rocks, and they just started.
Yeah, it sounds
like
one of those things of like they weren't prepared to be like, oh, we're in the playoffs.
Yeah, that's exactly right. That's exactly.
This never happens. This hasn't happened.
What is this?
We're new to this. Hold up.
Yeah,
we got to pull people back in because we let people go. We thought it was over with.
I can't fault people for that, but come on.
Beyond getting into the stadium, I mean, it's a good thing that Chicago Fire are finally
getting into the game,
or back into the playoffs. They're it's the wild card match against Orlando, which I was pretty sure we were going to beat.
Yeah,
they were not good.
Yeah, Orlando was not impressive.
Not good.
And Orlando honestly hasn't been impressive all year.
And I found them more like yelling at everybody else more than actually trying to play the game.
Yeah, it was. Orlando just didn't look good. And that's fine.
They didn't.
The Chicago Fire definitely showed up. I think that they played well. They created a lot of chances. I'm still not into the playing from the back, tiki-taka stuff. I think we were able to move the ball forward a little bit more with our midfield. And then once in the second half.
Yeah.
And then once those forwards and those front runners were able to get away, they just looked a lot more dominant than Orlando did. Simply because they were able to put their game together during the half.
Yeah, and after the first goal, it's pretty much over. I think
Right.
All we need to do was score their goals. We scored the goal. Orlando just was, they're ready to go. They're ready to go back to Florida weather. Right.
Yeah, it didn't look threatening at all. And
their vacations were already planned.
They didn't have much.
All right, they ready. That's what it seemed like. But it was great. I mean, the atmosphere was great. It was cool to see that many people in Bridgeview that were actually all cheering for the Fire. So
yeah, for sure.
That was fantastic. It was good to see the boys, the BPF members, and Roberto and gang and company. So yeah, it was good.
It's been a while since I've seen what would be the Harlem Inn that packed.
Right,
there was a lot of people.
Tino was rocking. Man, people were chanting together.
Mm-hmm. Just to say, like outside looking in. Also, it being in Bridgeview, in that stadium. Like, it brings back a lot of memories of, going into that stadium back when I was a season ticket holder and all that sort of stuff. I mean, it looked more genuine, for lack of a better term,
right.
Than seeing that. Like, maybe if I had seen it at Soldier Field, maybe I'm on my own there. But it seemed like, that's the atmosphere that I remember.
Yeah, that's the thing, man. I understand the situation with the stadiums, right? And I understand why, we went back to Soldier Field. There was a lot of complaints about the distance and the travel time and so forth. To me, it didn't seem like it was that far. But that stadium just has a better soccer atmosphere, feel to it.
Because it's built for that.
Specifically, it was a soccer specific stadium.
Yeah, and it used to have one of the best pitches in the country, but what else?
The pitch was still pretty nice. It was a good atmosphere, and that's one of the things that you pointed out, Sebastian, which was actually something that the Chicago Fire have been working on, as well as a lot of the SGs have been working on, and there was that more cohesiveness in the stands. It did seem like everybody was into the chants, whether. Doesn't matter what SG the chance came from. It just seemed more together in that aspect, which I think is a great move forward for Chicago Fire as a club, as a social gathering and social club. I agree. Now, what it is with the front of house, I'm not gonna. That's not today. Not today.
Well, so can I ask you guys this, because I'm kind of like I said, I'm outside
the front office. Sorry,
I'm outside looking in. So let's say as far as like the playoffs go, right? Let's say we keep advancing, so on and so forth. Do they keep getting played at SeaTac/Toyota Park, or does it get moved in? Do Soldier Field eventually be like, okay, we're really far into it, we have to play them at Soldier Field?
I'm not sure what the scheduling would be like. I was actually looking that up. I'm not sure what the scheduling is going to be like for the Fire. But here's the issue though, is that they're going up against Philly, which is the top You know, they finished in the
Right.
top in our.
But let's say they
league or
pull
whatever
off
it
a
is.
miracle, right? And they keep
That I don't
advancing.
know. The scheduling after that, I
I
was
kind
not
of
able
feel
to
like
find.
it's one of those things like where Chicago's like, oh, we got to pull them into Soldier Field, right?
Well, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'm sure that if it's
interesting.
if it's one of those things where you're okay, let's just say, right, we're dreaming, right? We end up playing we end up playing Miami again. Are you gonna hold 100,000 people in SeatGeek? You know, you're not, right? So
We held them to a draw.
No. I'm saying, are you gonna hold that many people? Like, are you gonna be able to put that many people? What are the ticket prices gonna be like?
So it's probably
at SeatGeek,
no.
you know?
That's fair. That's fair.
So I have not seen, and if anybody out there has any idea of what the scheduling would be like after Philadelphia, if we were able to defeat them, I know it is one where the top seed gets the home advantage. So since we're pretty much almost the second to last seed, we may not get another home field advantage depending on who we go up against. Now it does go for this next round is the best of 3, which I think is weird because that's 100. That's 200 and if it goes to 3 games, that's 200 and some odd minutes of soccer to move on to a semifinal round, which then goes to single game, 90 minutes, then PKs, and then the final goes 90 minutes, 15-15, 15-15 if it goes into extra,
Right.
and then PKs. So it's kind of weird. And then they have the international break right in the middle. So it's a long tournament. Like, this is a very long playoffs. So they're going to have a week off in between the semifinal, I believe. No, the semis and the quarters and the semis, or one of those.
So this game is to get into the quarters, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's the best of 3. So we started Philly.
But once
then,
you get into
then
the
come
quarter,
back to SeatGeek.
but once you get
Then it
into the
goes to one
quarters,
game.
And then it goes to one game.
One game.
I got you.
PKs, home field advantage to the higher seed.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
And that's how MLS decided to structure that, with a break in between. So which is wild. Like, that's a very, very long playoff
that's
system.
So strange.
Yeah, but hey, it's MLS. They do strange things.
Right.
With that said, what do you think we're gonna do against Philly?
The thing is that I personally, again, like, I'm outside looking in. I have not seen anything of MLS or Philly. What I know as far as like the history that I have followed MLS, like, you know, back in the day, I'm really surprised Philly is that good.
Yeah, they're pretty solid this season.
That they're at the top of the Conference League, and like, it looks deservedly so. Points wise, they're like
it's
really up there.
It's the one thing that I will give to MLS, right? Because we were having this conversation this week about farmers leagues, right?
Right.
You know, La Liga being a farmers league, EPL being a farmers league,
Sure.
Bundesliga for sure, right? Like Bundesliga, yeah. So it was one of those things. Well, okay, in MLS, there's a lots of ups and downs, and sometimes your club does well, sometimes your club does not.
It's very unpredictable.
You'll go into you'll start off the season incredibly well, and then just fall off the rest of the season. Just
now is that like, are we talking about like the league, or are we talking about the championship, like the playoffs? I'm sorry.
okay, so. That's the difficult part for me, right? When it comes to soccer, football, I always admit the playoffs. I think of that as just a completely
It's
different,
separate,
right?
Yeah.
So, you know, whoever's going to get their shield gets their shield. To me, that's probably the best team in MLS.
Agreed.
And that's that. And then the playoffs is a tournament after the season where you guys were good, do it again, and then it's a money grab. Pay me to watch these guys play again. Even though they've already demonstrated through the season what they can and cannot do, MLS is not a short season. No, it's a long season. So you get to see the teams, and look, I would say that probably halfway through the season, as much as I kept up with this season of MLS, look, Miami's just a better team, and they paid for it. You know, they dropped the money down.
For sure.
They were able to do whatever shenanigans they did to get the players that they have.
At this point, it'd be kind of insulting if they weren't.
Right.
You know?
And MLS allowed them to do this thing where, okay, we're going to take this really, really good team that existed, 15 years ago, 15-ish, 20
They were the best team in the world.
The best team in the
15
world.
years ago.
The best team in the world. We're going to bring those guys here.
Besides the Galacticos, but yes,
you're looking, so you have Messi, which, arguably one of the top 10 players in history, right? We can put, you have Busquets,
Alba.
Jordi Alba, Agüero. No, that'd be crazy. Suarez. You have Suarez.
Then you bring in DePaul.
Yeah, and then you bring in
DePaul.
Yeah,
right.
so you look,
Madrid.
you were the shenanigans are obvious, right? Let's not. It's there. Miami was allowed to buy this trophy, in my opinion, and if they don't pull it off, what does that say? What does that say?
Well, so again, I'm sorry. Like outside looking in, is this the first year that it's been assembled like this, or has this been going on for a little bit and they still haven't been able to pull
Miami?
it off? Yes.
So Miami's slowly been put together. Messi, of course, being the first introduction, right? Like the first main player, and with him came along Busquets. So the guy that was feeding him the ball at Barcelona is feeding him the ball at Miami.
and same with Jordi Alba.
Yeah, and then they were brought in afterwards because the success wasn't there. But they did manage the Shield, but they weren't able to continue with the playoffs. Now the other thing is that MLS was also focusing on that the interplay with Liga MX, and they want MLS to be winning that trophy, viewership, right? Right. And that didn't succeed as planned either, right? Because Liga MX has good teams. They America's a good team. Yeah. Monterrey is a good team. And then you have classic teams, historical teams, Chivas, Pumas. They're not going to, just fold over and let you run over them. It's just not going to happen.
Right. Monterrey, some of those teams have money, man.
For sure.
Teams, they got some good squads.
Well, they got Ramos right now, which so it's
Sergio still.
Ramos is at Monterrey.
Yeah, Ramos at Monterrey.
Yeah.
News to you. Right?
I don't like that guy, but I like Monterrey.
And then I just looked at it as the team that. The Philadelphia team the Philadelphia Union are going to face a Chicago team. They're going to be a little different, I feel like, than when they did to beat them 4-0 when they went there. And then they only won 1-0 and they came here. But I think the Fire, because it's 2 legs, right?
Three. Technically 3.
It
could
go to 3, right?
So,
because we're in basketball rules.
Yeah, because it's MLS.
So in that case, right? I don't know. We know the second leg's coming here. Does that play into our advantage? Do I park the bus the first game?
True.
That's then go at them, and then when they come here.
But that it won't matter though because you're still 1-1. Parking the bus, I think that's kind of the thing where they're trying to avoid is that park the bus. They want it to be exciting. MLS has always said it out loud: goals, goals, goals. We want goals.
Well, so I'll tell you right now, Chicago cannot park the bus.
No, they don't have.
They don't have the defense.
No way with that defense.
No.
And I haven't even watching them that much, but the little that I have watched, no way can that defense do that.
I don't think the Berhalter would even try that.
No,
I don't think it's his personality.
Absolutely.
I think it's his attitude. I don't think he would be like, oh, we're gonna go to Philadelphia. We're gonna go 0-0. We're gonna cholo this. Go, Atletico Madrid 1-0 for the win or 0-0 for the win because that, a draw away.
Goal and then park the bus.
Yeah, and then come here. Now, I don't think the goals are aggregate, right? So it's either a win or a loss, a win or a loss. I don't think I was not able to find that. So I don't think the goals are aggregate. So it's the one that wins the best out of the 3.
Okay.
So if the goals are aggregate, that'd be pretty interesting because then it's just about racking it up, right? But I don't know. If anybody out there can let us know on Twitch if those goals are going to be on aggregate. I would seriously doubt it over 3 games. And it could be like 10-12 on aggregate.
Yeah.
Harper could just be 0-0. Because there'd just be 0-0.
PK.
Let's give him a good headache.
No one scores in 3 games.
Eventually, he's going to be in PK.
One of the greatest playoff series ever.
I just don't understand the 3 games. Well, whatever. I'm not even going to.
Yeah. I think it's going to be a high scoring game. I think all 2 games. I think Philly's going to take this one. from what I've seen, the few times that I was able to catch them, especially near mid and end of the season, they look really good. They look good, like a well put together team.
And would they be vulnerable away from home? Like,
yes.
they're
Now
in.
here's the thing, though, is I think that, especially with the way what we saw last night, I think that the Fire can definitely be overwhelming at the top. With their strikers, their attacking midfielders, the wingers, they can be overwhelming, and they run in fast, they attack quickly. Once that ball gets passed through or over on the long ball or the semi-long ball, they move quickly. So I think every defense in MLS would probably have an issue with that attacking capability that Berhalter has put together.
Yeah.
Because MLS isn't about defense. It's not. It's not about that.
it's
So
like
defenses aren't really built to like we see in Europe.
They're definitely missing Franco.
They are missing Franco.
I kind of
That's true.
bummed that he injured. I get to see him.
Yeah, he just
play.
got out of surgery today, I think. Yeah.
Tough.
Yeah, I mean, what I saw last night watching them play, like it is that, like, they're so much more willing to attack and run forward, like, which was kind of like nice to see. Sometimes when I've seen MLS teams play, especially the Fire, I kind of like, I've noticed that I can't see the actual, not necessarily the structure, but what's the actual game plan. But last night I was like, they just want to bomb forward. They want to run.
Yeah, they're going.
Give me the ball. Like, let's take our chances.
Yeah.
And maybe what you're describing to me, because I haven't seen all of this, if they keep doing that with Philly, especially at home, man, maybe they can get something.
Yeah, there's a couple of teams who do control the ball more, like what we see. I'm not going to say what we see in Europe, but more of that ball control, which would be Miami, of course, right? Because they have technical players. LAFC also tends to do a lot of ball control. Nashville, I was watching Nashville, who is actually playing for a while there. They did that ball control thing where they played well in the midfield. I'm not going to say they were that great in the back line, but the midfield would have some motion and control there. Philadelphia does definitely do the possession game. However, they are fast. They do that running gun on you pretty quickly, and they can switch it on pretty much at will from the games that I've seen. And you can't hold me to it because I've seen them play only like 3 times. So, because it's just not. I'm not watching the league as much as I watch the other ones. In the other games, though, so Miami has Nashville.
That's not an easy game.
Vancouver FC Dallas actually might be a fun game to watch. FC Dallas was a running gun, so
all right.
so is Vancouver.
And all these games are happening at the same time, or?
So no, they'll be spread out. They start tomorrow.
Oh, really?
Yeah, tomorrow, 7 p.m. Inter Miami versus Nashville at 7.
That is tomorrow.
Okay.
Philly, Chicago on Sunday.
I'll have a 4-pack for that one.
And then the games go for this first round all the way, looks like, through for this week. It looks like through Monday. No, there's one Tuesday, Wednesday. So through Wednesday.
Okay.
And so that'll be that first round, and then they cycle over again into the second one.
Interesting. All right.
And it's a pretty quick turnaround. So Wednesday and then Saturday is they start up again. And then those are mostly all for that second round. They seem to be all.
I mean, is
all the way through the next Thursday. Obviously.
Is Sonny gonna come through and take LAFC all the way?
Man, did you guys see him run in person? That guy is super crazy fast.
No,
I haven't.
He's very fast.
He's crazy. I mean, even at his age, playing in MLS, he's like the fastest in MLS, dude.
Yeah.
He's insanely fast.
Well, the other guy, I think her name's Boninga, or who's that dude? That the other LAFC guy that's like really good. He's he plays for that Gabon actually. He's the other star. He's fast too. I mean, when they brought him in, he's like, I was like, man, that's actually a duo that's kind of like almost unfair in MLS.
I mean, I'm not saying like because
Bouanga.
clinically, clinically,
I forgot
like
the son was LAFC.
Oh yeah,
I forgot.
Him and Bouanga up there is
totally
a problem,
forgot.
man.
yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
Dennis.
that's a problem for
Dennis
any
Bouanga.
team.
But
any
clinically,
Hugo
like, that's one of those
Lloris.
things.
Hugo
yeah,
Lloris
that's a problem for any
Yeah.
team. Like any team. I don't care if you're a dominant in the regular season. Now you have those two that come in late. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like that's why I was like, if the Fire they play the Fire now, like again, they beat us in the regular season, but it's a different team. It'll be a different team, especially if Franco's playing. Like
Right.
so you gotta plan differently, right? So
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if it somehow worked out. It was like LAFC versus
Marco-
Inter Miami.
Marco
I would
Delgado's
not
still playing
be
too.
surprised.
That's crazy. Yeah, they've put together a team. Yeah, from it's like a grabbing of older players, younger players, some well-known players and some not so well-known players. Yeah, I guess we'll have to see how it ends up with the MLS playoffs. Starting first with what occurred in the wild card. As for the other wild card game, who was the other wild card?
Yeah.
Or was there? Another?
Yeah, there was. They played that.
Oh yeah,
evening.
Austin, LAFC. Well, no.
No, it was. I thought it was. I'm
was
pretty sure it was the
Washington.
Timber. Wait, we played Wednesday. It was Portland, right? Portland played that evening.
Oh yeah, I lost track of what this was. Oh right. Portland and Real Salt Lake. Portland taking it 3-1 also.
Mm-hmm.
So those were the scores for that. Portland making it through.
I tried to watch that, but
It was that good?
It was that great.
It was not for you.
It was that great. It was that great. I decided to do some leveling up. You know what I'm saying? I was like, I'll go ahead and turn the game on. This game is a wrap.
And since we're talking about tournaments, let's get talking about the Super League. I mean, Champions League. Because
You're right. You're right.
You've convinced me at this point where it's like, okay, well, yeah, this is just the Super League, and the FIFA had to do it because they don't want a Super League to actually occur that they weren't in control of. So here you go, Super League.
Yeah.
Do you have a Champions League? That's all they do.
Super League
They
X
just changed
Champions
it
League.
They just changed it from the Champions. Well, they actually made the Champions League the Champions League.
Now,
Well,
if
here's
we-
the thing.
It's the tournament. It's a league now.
If you look at the top, what is it? Top 10, top 12, or whatever.
Top 10, yeah.
Oh, actually,
It's very different from what it was last year.
this is true. Yeah. You're right.
But
Well-
they kind of like fixed it up to
Well,
be
because I
like,
think-
this is what it should be.
That's the issue, though. It's like I think that last season you had those teams like Real Madrid, I believe. Who else? Atletico Madrid, PSG, who just started off the tournament horribly, and then they had to have those extra games, and then so obviously the managers quickly realized we don't want these extra games, we don't want extra dates to have to play, so they want to finish in the top 8. And that's where the bigger teams with the money are the ones that are like, no, okay, so let's just do this. So if you look at the top 10, let's just look at the top 10. You currently have 4 EPL teams. So again, the discussion about which is the best league, which is Farmers League. Currently, you got
go back.
Arsenal, City, Liverpool, and Newcastle, which is
Remember the top
bonkers.
the first 8 automatically go through. So
right, and the first 8 go through. Right, but you still have those top teams playing for. Okay, so we all know those clubs, right? Clubs with money, right? Newcastle, old club, new money, club with money. The other ones,
the brokest club right there is probably Dortmund.
yeah, the brokest club, which isn't a broke club, they just don't earn these vast amounts that like the other is Dortmund. PSG at the top, money. Bayern Munich, come on.
Everyone knows what's going on.
Inter Milan, yeah.
Well, here's the thing.
Real Madrid,
Real-
Barcelona.
The answer is they're all farmers leagues. Let's be honest.
They're all farmers leagues.
I mean, look at the history of those leagues and who's won those leagues.
Yeah, I mean, and it's one of those things where like, okay, we're at this point now where we have to have this conversation about money, and I understand that.
Yeah.
All sports are a money grab. That's what the TV rights are for. That's what the Apple contract is for. Advertisement, marketing. I get it. But we need to have this conversation where it's like, okay, well, if that's the case, then what are we doing with the other 400 teams that are just never going to have the money?
But that is one of the questions. I'm not saying like the people who wanted to do the Super League are asking these questions because it's all like it's all for themselves. But it's one of the things of like, yeah, I mean, if it's the same teams over and over and over and over and over and over, and it's not even like a system that we've created, it's just what you guys created. Mm-hmm. It's the way that you guys run your leagues it's the same teams over and over. Why
Yeah, exactly.
Why
That's-
are we BSing?
There's
Let's
not,
just
nothing's
get
gonna,
this
nothing's
over
gonna
here,
change. If
and
you,
yeah.
nothing's gonna change if you just make a tournament. The same teams are still the same thing. Like
There it is.
Well, that's
and
the thing, though.
that's the question they were asking.
Okay, but that's the question that we're going to get to as soon as we come back from this break. You're listening to WLPN, LPN, LP Chicago 105.5 FM, Lumpen Radio. You're listening to Lumpen FC. We will be back shortly after this break.
Yes, Gomez Peña is back. The Mix Files are back in Lumpen Radio. Now, broadcasting from both San Francisco, Califas, and Mexico City. Acompáñenos.
Buddy gives artists and small manufacturers in Chicago a place to showcase and sell their goods and artworks. Buddy retails to a vast audience of Chicagoans and visitors at the Chicago Cultural Center. Buddy is a shop as local as it gets. Buddy is part of the nonprofit Public Media Institute. Visit hi-buddy.org for more information.
Second promo. 30-second promo. 30-second promo. You've never heard anything like this before. It's postmodern talking with Bobby Kahn and DJ LeDuce. Only on WLPN 105.5 FM. 30-second promo.
You're listening to WLPN, LP Chicago 105.5 FM, Lumpen Radio. You are listening to Lumpen FC. We were just talking about Farmers Leagues and the formation of the Super League, or otherwise known as the Champions League. The issue that I see, though, is it's not so much that you're always going to have the same teams all at the top because they're the ones with the money, right? You're literally talking about teams that spend $1 billion or more on a roster compared to teams that just do not have that capability and money. But what good would it do? Like, the original Super League idea was to have basically the top 5 big names out of every league, not even top 5. Create your 20 team. What was it, 20 team? No, it wasn't even 20 team. I think it was 10 team originally.
Well, I thought it was 24 or 16. It was like 16 and 24.
Yeah.
But like that's
and then invite other teams to be part of what would have been the Super League.
Right.
And that's probably what I would have found boring, is to see, Arsenal play City
like
six times in a year.
Because I think that thing was like Super League would have taken that would have ruined. That would just took the Champions League away. It wouldn't like taken the team away from like the EPL. EPL would still be a thing, but they would have the Super League as well, right?
Well, but that's where they were running into issues. That was never really decided to begin with. And from what a lot of the leagues started to threaten was like, well, if you're gonna leave, you're gonna go make this big money. You're gonna outgrow us, right? Let's envision this world where Super League was actually a thing. You have Arsenal, Liverpool, Manchester United, and Chelsea. Let's just say those teams
Manchester City
earning that extra chunk of change in Super League, and then coming back to EPL and being like, okay, well, we have way more money than Leicester, way more money than Wolves, way more money than
they already do.
Yeah, I mean,
what's the difference?
It's
but it's an extra bonus on top of that, right? So
I mean,
what would if we were living in this fantasy world, what would the leagues have to do to put into place? Be like, okay, that might be the case, but you can only spend salary cap them or in the league.
But let me ask you this: what can they do now? They're already not catching up.
They're already not
so
doing
what's
anything.
the difference?
Yeah, the thing is,
well, but that's because the leagues are choosing not to implement. Look, we're still waiting to see what happens on City's 130 cases or whatever it is of.
But I mean, you still have teams that like Liverpool, like Manchester United, teams like that are still making way more money. Manchester United finished 17th, 18th, 16th last year, and they still made 15th. More money than like the top 3 people who
Than
finished
West
in the top-
Ham or Everton.
who
or-
finished. No, they made more money than,
But it's-
Man City. And,
But it's because they've been able to capture that global viewer,
sure.
that global
but
following, right?
I mean, but that's kind of like I'm not advocating for Super League. What I'm saying is like they're asking questions like what's the difference? What are we really doing here? Like, do we really just want to cut to the chase and just be like, this is what you guys want to watch? Let's be honest.
Well, see, but that's what I was saying before you came back. Was that that's not something that I do want to watch. I don't want to watch Arsenal. Like I said,
I think a
I don't
lot
want
of
to watch
people do.
Arsenal play City 6 times. Like,
but
I mean,
I think a lot of people do.
Well, I guess because like the thing is, I feel like if they're gonna do they do the Super League. Unfortunately, I mean, like I said, I think this Champions League is already the best scenario to do it because EPL is always gonna have. This is going to be the toughest league. It's always going to have 5 spots. Like, how are you going to do this league when half the teams are going to be the EPL teams? So, like you said, we already do play. You can in the EPL you can have a chance to play. Let's see, twice in the regular season. You could potentially play them twice in FA Cup replay, Carabao Cup. So that's already 5, 6. That's almost five times already. And then then we have Champions League. We already have to play. If we go to quarters, we have to play our team again. So why would I want to see them? Yeah, I don't want to see them play a team. I hate when we have to play Liverpool 6 times. I don't want
as
that.
as it is, even El Clásico is a perfect example for me in particular. Like, in my opinion, when there was that big run, especially when Real Madrid and Barcelona were the only teams to watch in La Liga, back in the days of the Galacticos, and when Messi
still
was
are.
right. What I'm saying though
It
is
hasn't
that
changed.
watching them. Oh, they're playing in the regular season 2 games. Then they're playing in Copa del Rey, where they ended up one year playing like 4 games against each other for some reason in Copa. It was crazy. Then they ended up playing in Champions League, and it was just like, okay, there's
But
one,
hang on.
and then not only that, those games weren't actually that great either because Barcelona was dominant back then.
But listen,
Barcelona was winning most of
well,
those.
hang on.
And last season is a perfect example too.
Yeah. Everybody watched those games.
Yeah, Barcelona
and
played.
they were great.
So,
It
no.
It wasn't great for Real Madrid fans.
No.
But they were fun
they
as
were-
hell to watch.
Two of those games were actually really boring because Barcelona was just destroying Real Madrid. And
Which
what
was
was
so
was
much
was the
fun.
one by first? What was it by halftime? It was 4-0. That you're no longer at a fun game. Like this is okay. Well,
Not for
obviously,
you guys.
No, obviously Barcelona's a better team. Like there was no question, right? And they told us that in the first game that we played against them last season. This season might be different. I don't know. We're about to find out on Sunday. I don't think so because we haven't fixed our defensive problem. But that's a topic that we're going to go to in a minute.
That's okay.
I also don't want to see PSG versus Bayern Munich 6
But-
times.
That's
Right.
but okay. So here's the thing: when it comes to Real Madrid and Barcelona, that's a little bit different because that's a rivalry that everybody wants to watch, and they'll watch.
There's
I'm not saying I'm saying that's an example that's a little bit difficult to compare to other examples.
Sure.
Like if I see Arsenal play Bayern, then I see them play Man City, then I see them play Barca, then I see them play Real Madrid, then I see them play PSG. Yeah, I'll watch that tournament.
Now, what is
Like,
what
why
does that-
wouldn't I?
Also, what does that mean for Arsenal? Like, let's say they're playing those games in that Super League,
Well,
and,
yeah.
then they have to come home and play Wolves.
Well, for sure.
Like, are you?
Well, for sure. Then I get to see Real Madrid play PSG, and I get to see them play Arsenal, and then I get to see them.
Right.
But
But then-
they
but
still
then-
have to do that also.
But then my question is not so
but
much
it's already
for the
going on.
spectator in the sense of like, what does Arsenal do? Do they concentrate on, oh, we got Wolves this weekend. We're going to worry about Champions
But
League.
we
We're
do
not
that
going to worry
already.
about
Well,
Wolves.
no, you
Well,
do.
hold on,
You
hold
do.
on.
you
We're not
do
going to
what
worry
you're
about
doing
Wolves. You put in the kids, and then
Yeah.
are you watering down then making
you
your
do-
league play worse?
No, you do what you do. What they're already doing now is build the depth
Yeah, that's what we
to
did.
play both.
And then see, that's where I'm talking about. That's what.
But
is
Arsenal's
this-
doing
is
a
this-
great job of it right now.
Right. Is this where leagues have to come in and be like, okay, you have the money to build the depth. Wolves don't even have the money to build their first squad.
But it's been like that forever, though. It's been like that for years.
Right. But then the point of these tournaments, the point of sport is to make it an even playing
But
ground.
they haven't.
All right. So then what's
what
the answer?
My question, it's not an answer. My
Yeah,
question is, what's the difference between that and Super League? It's already there.
Well, I would have
I
gone.
think
I would
Sebastian was
have gone.
right.
I would have gone the cut it in half. You
It's-
want to go to Super League? That's fine. You're going to go make billions of dollars. You go to Super League, but you can't play in this
It's
league anymore.
I think like Sebastian, it's not. It's not on it's not like facing UEFA. It's like if the Bundesliga wanted another team besides Bayern Munich to like and maybe Dortmund, like all these freak accidents where Leverkusen won that one year. It's usually just Bayern beating up. Like it seems like they've already won the league again already. Like they need to do something about their league. They need to be like, all right, that has nothing to do about Champions League.
Bayern Munich being
PSG
one of those
is going to win the French league forever. They're not going to lose that league.
Absolutely.
The French league needs to come in and do something about that.
Well, so my argument is we already have the Super League, but it's not it's not organized in the way that most people think the Super League, because the way they came out with how we're going to organize it this way back in like 2021 or 2021 or 2020, they were like, this is the way it's going to be, and that's fair enough. But in my response was, what's really the difference between what they were actually trying to do other than shutting it out, like bringing people, teams in and teams out? That's fair. I understood that argument. Like, oh, it's just a closed system. Fair. But if they made it an open system, what's the difference between that and what we have already now? Most of those teams are already dominating their leagues, and they've been dominating them for decades. It's not just like a one-off here and there. It's been decades that they've been doing it. And they look, and the way that I see it, if I was in their position, I would be like, it's the same teams that end up in the finals for Champions League anyway. So why don't we just give them what they want and make a league like that? Now, I'm not saying that's right or wrong. What I'm saying is like, yeah, of course. Why wouldn't a businessman be like, just give them that? Because we're already giving them that. Let's organize it a little bit better.
Right, but
so
they're not the only businessmen. The other owners are also businessmen, and they're like,
who
if
are
you're going
part
to
of it.
and if you're going to go do that, then don't be a part of this.
The more
But what is that? What is it that they're not a part of?
Well, that was when originally the Super League was proposed. That's when EPL, La Liga, and all them were like, if you're going to go play there, then you can't play here. And that was the original hang-up.
But you're just replacing Champions League. You're not replacing the league.
That's what I was getting confused. I was like, are you saying they're tearing like the
no?
Like that's what I was like. That's what things they were trying to say. It's like, oh no, it's just the Super League, which I was like, that's the bad. That's awful. Like now you're just tearing.
No, because originally the idea was these top teams, top 16 or whatever was teams, they formed their own league. It is a closed system. No one else is allowed into that money pool.
It was a closed system in the sense that like if Champions League became a closed system and they couldn't allow like teams like Fulham to get in there or whatever. But if they open it up and be like, okay, anybody can come in, what's the difference?
Well, I mean, at that point, you're just making a whole other league.
But the difference is the money. The way the money is dispersed. That's a difference.
Yeah, the more actually this Champions League goes on, I actually kind of like this new format. But I also get more intrigued of like what's happening from 9 to 24. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, is Barcelona, Liverpool going to stay there? Or is Chelsea going to stay there? Is Sporting, is Karabag going to be in these playoffs? Like, and like these are like some of these teams that I do like Karabag played this, like they came in there and tore it up. I do like seeing these teams make some kind of impact or have like some kind of chance.
Sure.
So like I kind of had my doubts about this and that teams, but like as more goes on, I actually kind of like these games, and it's like, all right, you know what, I'm cool, I'm okay with this because I think this is the best solution right now for anything.
And my thing about that, like that's actually really, I mean, I like that also. I like that they're all being involved, but I don't think that it's like, I don't think it's gonna be. Okay, that's fair enough.
Blowing up.
No, it's these spam calls, man. It's just endless.
Oh my
right
goodness!
Before 9 o'clock, it's endless.
They're trying to get off their shift. They just hitting Adrian.
We hear you.
It's almost not like I gotta get these calls in real quick.
Speaking of rules and legislation that we need to change, Jesus, do something about these spam calls.
I mean, honestly,
anyways, go ahead.
my thing is more of like, at this point, like I felt like people who want to do the Super League was like, what's the point of this? The way that they switched it to the Swiss League and the way they're doing Champions League now, which was actually to their credit, UEFA was like, our response was, we're going to make our own Super League, which is basically what they did, and took a lot of ideas of the Super League and said, like, we're just going to make it there. And then people are going to be asking what I'm asking. What's the difference at this point?
Yeah, that's the situation though. I mean, let's look at some of these scores.
But I'm sorry to interrupt you, but let's be honest. That's what this is. It is UEFA's Super League. It's just not a Super League the way that we
but
thought
no,
about
it's
It
not
absolutely
it's
is.
not what the original plan for Super League was. It's not.
It's not the original, but
No.
it is the
They
revised.
morphed it into
It is the
whatever it is now.
revised.
It is a revised, but or the original one. It's
But
going to be
what's really the difference? What's the big
that there's other
difference?
teams involved. That's the other one. There
Sure.
wasn't going to be any other teams.
There
involved.
was.
No, there was.
There was.
There was not.
There was.
The original plan
There
was
was.
it was going to be 15, 16 squads. No one else was allowed.
They
in.
were invited in.
They
were.
That was the second one. That was
No,
the
that was the
amendment.
first one.
No, that was
That
the
was the first one.
amendment to the
Read
rule.
it again.
All right,
It was
Should we-
it was invited in, and then the revised
We
one.
got to go back all the way to COVID because this is when all
and
the
then-
conversations were happening.
And the revised one was they got rid of inviting people in. That was the revised one.
Yeah. The way you're looking at scores right now, though, and this is what would end up happening if you started inviting people or not, or you're going to form your own.
But
Your
here's-
own.
No. here's the-
Liverpool takes out Frankfurt 5-1. Bayern Munich takes out Club Brugge 4-0. Your Real Madrid did 1-0 with that, but that's against Juve. Chelsea takes out Ajax 5-1. Arsenal takes out Atletico Madrid, who's supposed to be another top club, 4-0. This is PSG Leverkusen 7-2. Inter Milan versus Union Saint 4-0. Newcastle over Benfica 3-0. PSV over Napoli 6-2. These are punishing games. Like, these are not. Is this actually entertaining?
No, because I mean, let's be honest. When we were in the group stages, what's the difference? Group stages was the same thing.
Right, but now you got to finish in the top of the ladder to not get those extra games.
I mean, sure.
So I mean, let's be honest. From the original design, because I'm agreeing with you. This is basically Super League, which is why I called it Super League, right?
No,
this
no,
is
no.
what it is. But from the
Super League
original
was like
design to
64
where we
teams,
are
I
now.
guess.
We got 64 teams.
No.
Yeah.
What I'm saying, okay.
Now
yeah.
I'll say from the FIFA or the UEFA aspect, from they're banking, right? Because the TV deals must be crazy.
What I'm asking is like when it was just when we had the system of the group stages, what's the difference in results? Same thing.
I don't know the
same
group
thing?
stage. No. Back then it was yeah. The thing is that this one, I guess you get to watch more more matches. I don't know. Because the group stages were sort of the same thing, where you ended up with, whoever, pick a team, Pafos going up against Barcelona. Well, we know what the result's going to be there. That's.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it doesn't really matter. That's the thing. It doesn't matter like what kind of system. Like
the only team
they're
that
just trying to rehash
you
it.
always have your teams that surprise. Like Slavia Praha always shows up for this tournament. Every now and then might derail one or the other, but they're not going to win this. They're not going to win it.
They're not gonna get out the group stage.
Yeah, they may not even get out of the group stage, or this play stage.
Definitely are right now, as of right now, but it's early.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like there's like again for me. I think this is the best what it's going to be, but I think again, like at the end of the day, if EPL is already designed differently than the other leagues, you can make as many Super Leagues as you want, but at the end of the day, like for us EPL like fans of watching Arsenal, Liverpool's, whatnot, and know for a fact like that we will have injuries and that every game is going to be tough. And the fact, like, I don't care what it says, PSG was in a UEFA League final with no injuries. That's like,
Well,
that's
they don't
crazy.
league. Yeah,
Like, that's
league
this is my thing. Like, there's no like you can make
Yeah.
as many as you think, but when it ends of the day, these teams like PSG's and Bayern Munich, they're always going to be in there because they don't compete in their own league. So
That
there's
was my argument
so
last
there's
year.
no
Yeah.
like there's no point of like trying to do everything. I'm like, why? It doesn't matter because in the day, our teams be grinding it out, dealing with injuries, blah blah.
PSG won't.
But PSG won't. Bayern Munich won't.
That was my argument last year.
Every team. That's what I said that. I said that
Yeah.
last year. I said that when I was like, there's like every game. Bayern Munich looking real fresh. When they play, they're looking good because you know what? They're beating down teams. They're not
Yeah.
sweating when they're playing.
Yeah.
They play the Champions League game. That team's 100% fit, just getting out there, going to work.
PSG
You know.
also had that run at the end of last season when they were going towards the championship in Champions League, where they realized, okay, so then they did a whole run. They had already won.
They had
already
won.
won the
They had
league.
won, like a month
so
and a
they
half
were
ago.
throwing in their kids. They were,
Right.
they were,
All right.
they didn't have to play those games.
Using that exact same
They had already
example,
won it.
Using that exact same example, when they eliminated Liverpool, when they eliminated us, they hadn't played, their starting lineup hadn't played for an entire week.
Yep.
Yeah.
We, going up to them, had played 3 games
Yeah.
leading up to them because we had to stay into all those competitions.
Mm-hmm.
And so they're like, oh, what do you? And we lost 1-0. And
Yeah.
it took them.
Yeah.
It took them
Well,
to
see,
penalties.
that's
And we
also-
almost beat
but
them.
you guys lost.
But we
It's like,
almost beat them going back. So we're going through like
Right?
same thing. Like, and we injuries. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That team's 100%.
Yeah.
Okay.
Got the
So-
Ballon d'Or out there.
Okay, I'm gonna throw this. I'm gonna throw this out.
100% fresh.
I'm gonna throw this out there and then see if this would even be something that and I know like because that's a very good point. Bayern Munich had won it, 2 months out, 2 months out of the season. PSG had won it by January.
Dude,
Like,
Bayern Munich's on
done.
pace
They were
to like
so
win
far
the
ahead.
league.
Yeah.
They're on pace to win the league by February right now.
Yeah,
It's
terrible.
wild.
So
It's wild.
here's the thing. Right? Okay, so a lot of fan bases talk about travel here in MLS, right? Well, it's so hard to travel, from New York to LA. If New York has to play LA, the travel, the issues, that's an issue. Okay,
Right.
but we know Europe size-wise is not as crazy wild open. What if they just went to a full European league in the sense of like you did a draw at the beginning of the season and Arsenal can draw Olympiacos and you do a season, like a whole season like this.
Oh,
You
man.
do,
I mean, that's
and
super
we're going
nice.
NFL
How is that?
here. We're going NFL here, right? You have 4 regions.
I'm
You have
intrigued.
4 regions.
I'm listening.
Yeah, 4 regions. You get into your regions, and then the best teams of those regions then meet up for
Well, you're
UEFA,
turning into
UEFA
like a-
playoffs.
Yeah, wait. Yeah, wait. So
We're Americanizing it. We're Americanizing it.
It's like the WAC and the ACC.
Yeah.
and
The
all that
SEC,
sort of
the
shit.
ACC,
Yeah.
you did that, and then the top teams of those then end up playing a playoff tournament that starts like in March, April.
that would,
That's a
but how
little-
would that not change things? Because I still don't know how
Well,
would that
because
change
you-
for
you-
Bayern Munich when they just be.
No,
like,
this
I
is-
don't, I'm like
We're in fantasy land, right? So Bayern Munich wouldn't just be playing. There would be no Bundesliga, right? Like,
Oh,
Bayern Munich would draw. There'd be the draw, and then they end up playing, say, AC Milan. Ends up in their group. Atletico Madrid,
Right,
Villarreal,
right,
Arsenal ends up in their region, and then so now they have to play those teams, and then you just run
Well,
a big league like that.
Here's the question. Here's how. I mean, I feel like you just be slapping fans in the face, right?
No, because I mean,
How would you like?
because
So you're taking
instead
how
of
many
instead
games?
of just playing Arsenal City and watching that matchup, you might end up with Arsenal versus Bayern
But you're
Munich.
saying you're the league, but but are they still playing in the Moose Cup? Are they still playing in the FA Cup?
Well, they can do that if they want, yeah.
that's-
This
that's
is
a
fantasy, right?
Yeah.
So the league, the top league is just disbanded, right? Like that's
So
kind
are
of
there
the-
tournaments? Their
Yeah,
domestic tournaments are
you
done?
can do your domestic
or-
tournament. No, you can do your domestic tournaments, your King's Cup, your Copa del Rey, your Queen's Cup. You can do all that stuff if you want, and then that's within your FA, your specific FA. But the league itself, the top league, is just these sections, these groups.
Well, I'd say like if you think, I just think logistically, where I was like, oh, you have your home games, but then every away game you have to go to a different country. Like as a fan, that's probably inconvenient. Like if you're trying to go to those games, like instead of going to
The
like
travel.
Berlin,
But I mean,
travel's probably
that's
just
that's already inconvenient as it is. Ticket prices are skyrocketing.
No, but like not if you're staying.
Travel
Not
is
if you're
high.
staying. If you're getting on the train and going down to like the county or whatever in England, like you don't. That's a little different than I got to go to Greece.
The schedule,
you know what I'm
your
saying?
scheduling is, yeah, I hear that.
It's like that. It's like you're like your SG club like every day. Even though like MLS kind of goes, we have to. We don't play it like that. We have to go like you're going to Philadelphia. You got to get this ticket. Like that's already strenuous on people in right now nowadays. But think about like over in Europe, like we got to go to. Oh man, we went to our home game today, but now we got to go to Germany next weekend. Oh, what if you have 3 away games? Now you got to go to Spain, Germany, like. Who's going to be able to afford to go to these games and support their team? Like, because away fans.
I mean,
do wanna
that's
go to
a
games,
question
so,
that
like,
we're running into now. Like, who can afford right now to go to the games that we have currently?
They
I mean,
go- they go to
you're
games
looking
in-
at ticket prices. Look at just the World
$45
Cup.
good sir.
What do we?
Well,
World
that's
Cup
different.
was starting at like $2,000.
Yeah.
Like,
But at least their league matches, though, like that, the World Cup, but like their league matches, like I'm pretty sure they can still go to a game with it's like Arsenal Burnley. I'm pretty sure you can still get tickets to that. But if it's always top dogs and they're trying to go away. It's like there's only going to be certain people that can afford those tickets and then do that travel and take that time. So it's just like the atmosphere would be awful. The atmosphere would suck. So I would trash that. I wouldn't want to do that at all. I mean, just like talking about that. That's why. I think that's why. One of the reasons the Miami, the Villarreal Barca game is scrapped. Like,
yeah, I agree with that.
Right. So
you're right about that.
That was the other thing. So now the leagues, and you have this Villarreal and Barca game scrapped for Florida. How do you feel about that? I mean, for the players themselves,
glad it's scrapped it.
I think for
Absolutely.
the fan base, it's horrible to even think of something like, okay, well, we're going to take this league game, which is actually important to whoever it is it's playing,
For sure.
and move
It's
it
like
to
top first.
Yeah.
It's in third place, first place. Like, yeah,
Right.
this is a very important game.
yeah, and I know that
To be an exhibition.
right, and I think there's a lot of
Right.
Now let's compare that, like as I said earlier, to the NFL way of doing things, where they go to London, I believe. Yeah, they play at Spurs.
Yeah.
And then they go to Mexico as well sometimes to play. And then I think they had a preseason in China. The first game of the season was in China or something like
For
that.
what, the NFL?
NFL. I think
No,
they
it
had
was,
one.
they did. Oh my God, was it Ireland? They did. I think they did Ireland, maybe Australia.
But I think
And they're doing Madrid this year. Madrid's the first. They're doing Madrid.
Okay.
I think the first game. Oh, they did Brazil.
Brazil.
They did do Brazil.
Well, let me ask this. Let's say we were watching Hand Egg and whatever.
Who'd you say?
Hand Egg.
Whatever team. Whatever
Hand
team
Egg.
is awesome, whatever team who's second awesome, and they're battling it out, and all of a sudden that game that's going to determine where they end up in the playoffs or blah 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 goes to Dubai. Are we good with that?
I mean,
Are all the
haven't-
fans okay with that?
well, I
Right.
haven't heard any discussion from the fans that say they hate that. Like
No, I'm asking.
on
Like,
the
throw
Reddits,
it out there. Throw it out there and be
I
like,
feel
"Are you
I've
guys
seen people
okay?"
that are on the
Well, what I'm
threads.
saying is like that's kind of something that's in the NFL that's already happening, right? So there are important games that they're having them in Brazil, they're having them in London. They're
No.
having them-
I'm saying like something where you're talking about where it's going to determine like league position, which is terribly important in that sport.
Right,
I'm
well,
I'm
it's-
talking about like finding something that's terribly important in another sport and be like, go to Sri Lanka and see what happens. Like, no.
Well, but I mean that's okay. I'm not
That's
sure.
not as cool.
I'm not sure. I'm understanding. But in the NFL, that's already happening. When they go play that game, it counts. It's for league points, right? It's for It's for your wins and losses, right?
No. But what I'm asking is there like you're saying that there is one? I want to see like an actual game that is for sure going to determine it's going to be this or that. Because right now, the way it's going right now, like Villarreal and Barcelona, that determines whether you're going to be in first place, second place, or third place.
right.
I don't see that right now, or give me the equivalent of that, and then play it in Frankfurt. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't just throw it out there and be like, oh, we're gonna play it in Europe, we're gonna play it in Russia, we're gonna play it wherever.
And you know that the game's going to be 70%, probably 90% Barcelona fans.
Yeah, I mean,
Like,
yeah,
so
maybe.
it's just like it's like
I mean, it's
so
a home game for Barcelona.
Yeah, right.
That's-
So
that's- yeah.
it's like a super away match for Villarreal.
Yeah, because nobody in South
the
America.
jet lag.
Yeah, because nobody in South America grew up thinking like, I want to play for the Yellow Submarine.
Right.
They didn't. They
Yeah.
grew up playing, wanting to play for Barcelona or Real Madrid.
Yeah.
right.
Let's be honest.
Yeah.
So those are your fans.
The only person that wanted that was Messi, so he could get probably get a little money.
Oh, he wants to
from
go back
that.
to old boys. I get
Yeah.
that.
He wanted, but I was like, he's probably had some financial thing instead of like if Barcelona came and played Villarreal at the Miami State, like down there, man. Like,
Oh, for sure.
Nah,
pretty
man,
sure.
that's great.
Yeah,
It's going to be a marketing. It's a marketing campaign. It's going to be a marketing
Yeah.
sequence.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Pretty sure
He's going to be there. Like it's going to happen.
Pretty sure
right?
he'd be
That's not-
signing some things,
Yeah.
making
Well, I
an
mean,
appearance.
who knows? I mean, we're being speculative, right? Because he didn't leave on like the best of terms. There was some issues there, like
For sure.
right when he left Barcelona. There
You
was
didn't want to leave, but you can't pay me $500K a week.
yeah. Well,
Right.
but then the president was like, well, then play for free. You know, you should be playing for free. You're playing for Barcelona.
which is also equally insulting.
So the whole thing, that whole thing got a little out of control at the end. So it's one of those. How do we solve this issue? Because the money problem, the difference in capital between clubs, that's not going to change.
No.
There's only so many billionaires that can buy so many clubs, and now that they're all forming groups, they're even more less.
There you
billionaires
go.
out
One
there.
way to solve it, maybe to make force people to trickle the money down. Be like, oh well, you want to buy a club, you want to put your money into something, you have to go.
Well, see,
you
but
have to do this.
That was sort of what UEFA was saying about this new Champions League format. Was like, hey, you have teams that normally weren't in there, normally weren't getting that TV money, weren't getting that they are there now. And then UEFA has that thing where supposedly they spread the money out. I've yet to see those books, those accounting books on how they spread the money out.
But
We were talking about that.
But I don't think we're. I don't think we're necessarily thinking UEFA needs to spread the money out. It's the Bundesliga, like the French league needs to like they need to. They need to. Yeah, they need to.
Bundesliga also has that.
100%.
The EPL is the only team. Like,
Completely agree with
then that's recently they're just now cracking down on teams. They're seem to be the only league. I mean, maybe Serie A, but like is deductions, the fines. You know, I'm like the EPL's the only league I really know. And deductions, I know Serie A did it, and they got Juve a couple of times. But it's like I feel like they're more into the gambling stuff. But like, yeah, like.
But EPL is not only just spreading it through those teams, but they're spreading it throughout the entire pyramid.
Yeah, true.
And that's what you need to do.
Mm-hmm.
You're listening to WLPN, LP Chicago, 105.5 FM, Lumpen Radio. You're listening to Lumpen FC. We are talking about this, the issues, the difference between money between clubs. Now, here's okay. So there's also that weird aspect of the FAs no longer really wanting to punish the big teams, the big clubs, because it's not just a financial repercussion for the league, but possibly even for the country. When some of those club owners threaten to pull out their energy resources and their it's become this.
You already let that in.
A very political game, basically.
But you let that in, like. What do you do with that? Right. Like you can say that with the owners of Newcastle, the owners of Man City. You let the politics into this sport. So, I mean, don't cry about it. Like,
so you're kind of at this point now, and in sports, especially soccer, NFL because it's so controlled, and Chelsea, right? NFL because it's so controlled. It's one cohesive franchise ownership where the owners are the rulers of the game, and they rule it all the way down to the college level. For a while there, in my opinion, it was basically the college programs were building their players for them, weeding them out, building them up, and then creating for them, where the NFL didn't have to spend any money or any capital on producing a player, because the college program was doing it for them, and then they just picked the best player from that college program and sent them to the worst possible team to go to on the draft. Whereas in soccer, the global football game, you're realizing we're noticing this like oligarch takeover forming these groups, whereas FIFA's trying to fight that in the sense of like, well, if you own that team and you own that team, both teams can't play in such and such X tournament. But kind of to know win on that on the FIFA side, because the owners just say, well, I give it to this guy over here for $5 who's also on the panel of the group that we're in, but it's not me owning it, it's this group owning it.
Because the alternative to what you were talking about in American sports, where they're saying like, we're all a franchise, we're all working together,
right,
and so on and so forth.
Everybody wins.
Every owner
wins.
And we can kind of make this work the way it can work. The difference between that and what you're talking about for in Europe, you have these owners who are not at all like that. Mm-hmm. They are battling against each other.
Right.
But they're gonna battle against each other tooth and nail, and they're gonna do whatever they can and find loopholes in the laws themselves to give themselves those advantages.
It's basically the only business where you hear owners say, "No, and we're going to lose money. We're not making money on this. We're here to lose money. But we're here to win trophies, right?"
But let's be honest about it. Like the first modern time that we saw that, and it's probably happened before, but the first time that I can remember was Abramovich with Chelsea. Mm-hmm. He's like, "Oh wait, I can just keep putting money into this and money into this and money into this, and keep losing money."
Yeah,
and he lost a lot of money. Yeah, but then he was like, well, then I can get this coach. I can also get these players. and I can win these trophies, and we'll keep winning. To him, it didn't matter because he was never going to lose money because he literally owns an element that we all need to use to live off of. So he was never going to lose money.
No.
Like money to him is nothing. And that's the problem is like when you get people who are owning things where money doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Like you can lose money. Who can lose money?
Right.
Look.
Who can lose money without
can.
stressing?
FSG.
Abramovich.
Of course he can. FSG, Kroenkes, even the Glazers
Yeah.
can't. They're like, well, we can't lose money.
Right.
But the people who own the actual air particles, they don't care.
The lithium.
They don't care.
Right.
We can lose it. Who cares? I'll get it back somehow, eventually. So Chelsea can lose money. Man City can lose money. Newcastle can lose money and still be successful.
Right.
So I mean, it's very difficult to like say like to compare those things or be like, yeah, it's gonna be the same thing. It can't be. You know.
And speaking of owners who own things in crazy manners, let's talk about this owner and the management situation at Forest, Nottingham Forest.
Now that's just fun. That is just fun.
Sorry, I thought you said something else.
No, I said that's fun. I said that's fun.
Ooh,
Hey man,
you got me
still
on
here.
that one. You got
I'm
me on
still
that one.
here, baby.
So
I'll keep you on your toes.
So for
Yeah,
those
that's
for
right.
those of you out there who do not know, the Forest, Nottingham Forest, has once again gotten rid of another manager who was there for 39 days. This is a record. This is the fastest sacking of a manager.
No.
Yeah,
Really?
39
Is it?
days. So that's what I read. So
That's-
someone correct me but that's what I read. This is the
That's
fastest.
incredible.
Yeah.
Actually.
And I don't know if he's going to have to pay him after the fact, right?
Absolutely
Like,
he is.
the contract's there, so who knows what the contract
Absolutely
was.
is.
I was not able to find
You
what
guys
the
are still
agreement
paying
was.
Mourinho at this point.
Yeah, I
right?
think so. Which is no, because he's coaching again. So I think that's it for Manchester United having to pay Mourinho for that one trophy he got us. But okay, this owner has had he just fired Ange Posto.
And Postecoglou.
Yeah, that's the word.
Hey mate, this is how I coach, mate.
This is who we are,
This
mate.
is how we all, mate. This is how we all, mate. We always high press,
He
mate.
was he was in the chair. He was in the chair for 39 days. It was an awful. It was an awful 39
He wasn't in the
days.
chair. I always stand, mate. I always stand.
Yeah, he does
I
stand.
I
I'll
always
sit
stand.
down,
Stand in
mate.
Australia. We don't sit. We don't sit. We always defend. We defend standing up.
So
If you don't like
the
it.
owner for Nottingham has a very interesting background in history. He is a mogul. I thought he was worth a lot more money. He's worth from what I read, $3 billion.
That it?
Right, but I
He
mean,
ain't
compared
worth
to
$3
some of the other owners that are out there, like that's not. He's not the
No,
he's not
no.
the
Well,
wealthiest one.
But he also owns Olympicanos in one other club.
Well, he owns several.
Olympiacos.
So he's
Yes.
now part of a group that owns actually a lot of clubs. So we're gonna go through that.
Well,
Now
ahead.
let's.
I'm sorry. You go ahead.
The way he started making his money is with a shipping empire, basically, as you do.
That's what's up.
That's what I did.
Amongst
Wish
other.
I,
Didn't work out.
Wish I had a shipping empire. Right.
Had a bubbly creek right now.
Now, some of the issues that he has gotten into, and I am reading this off of a BBC article that was written in May, 12th May 2025. I'm going to shout out the writers, Nick Masheter and Sammy Mockbell, BBC Sport, Nikos Papa Nicolau, BBC News. Some of the issues that he has run into are kind of frightening. Now,
Well,
I mean-
if you haven't seen this guy, he looks
like a gangster.
frightening.
Yeah.
so
What is it? Straight up fucking,
when he was
he looks like a gangster.
when he bought Forest, he faced accusations of match fixing in Greece, and was still able to get the licensing in EFL or in the EPL somehow. even though those accusations were in place. Those charges were apparently dropped. He had he had individual fortunes. He also faced no action over allegedly being involved in the bombing of a referee's bakery. So he did not like how allegedly
Those cinnamon rolls are
well, you know, the
effed up.
referee the referee did not I made a call the wrong way, and so again that was the seen as those charges were dropped. He was part of the investigation, but it didn't go any further.
Was this? Wait, sorry. Did you just? Is this the? Was it? Did you say the bakery?
This is the owner.
Was this the bakery thing you just said, or what?
Yeah, the referee's bakery.
I think it's kind of funny that he's a fat guy. He runs a bakery.
Oh no, that's great. That's even better. It's like these pastries are not good enough.
He burns it down, but he's probably like eating before he burns it down. Let me get a couple of these before we light this thing up.
These very claws are not to speak. Look,
the owner. Hold on, we're not done yet. The owner was also named during the investigation of one of Greece's most controversial drug trafficking cases.
Here we go.
He has alleged connections with individuals in smuggling networks.
Who doesn't,
And that is under
right?
formal judicial investigation.
Yeah,
He's being investigated in
How are you making money with that?
he's being investigated into relations to civil misdemeanors, prompting an investigation that prompted the death of riot police officer who was injured by a flare following an Olympiacos Panathinaikos volleyball game.
Oh man, what
He denies anything. He does. Who knows how the fan base might have gone crazy. He denies anything having to do with that. Which, okay, he's denying that. That's just the allegations. He had a pitch invasion, which we've seen him do.
Yes, we have.
So I want to ask you about this, but I don't know if it's the same pitch invasion that I want to ask.
I saw two.
Unless there's another one.
Yeah.
But I do want to ask about one of these things that happened one of these incidents that happened in the tunnel. But go ahead.
Right. So that's coming up.
It's coming up.
I don't want to get chest bumped by him. Send me through the tunnel.
He's been under. Hold on. He's been under the spotlight for being on the pitch in 2021 during the Greek Super League, banned him for entering the field of play, and 5 months later was found guilty of verbally abusing a referee. This guy does not like referees.
Sure.
Who
does?
He allegedly spat at 3 referees for a VAR call that was incorrect.
Just one VAR call, 3 spits.
I mean, the guy just looks hungry all the time.
Been 3 referees.
Wow, that's impressive, actually.
He looks hungry all the time. That's all I say. He always looks hungry. Even when he's mad, he's like, you think
He's out of breath. And
they show him
hungry.
up there. He's like just sitting there going in his mind. He's probably just thinking about food, and he's angry because he's like hangry. He's like always angry.
That's the.
And it's his own fault.
He 3 months later, he was a central character in Forrest's attack on integrity of a match official. Of an unparalleled scale. That's the quote. After a social media post that he put out, basically just berating some referees, and that was a £750,000 fine for that one that he did on.
Yeah, I've never seen him talk, so I'm actually very curious. I need to look that up to see how.
There's these stories that he pulled out a gun in one of the matches.
Stop it.
Okay,
That's an allegation. I have
okay. So that's where I'm at.
Okay.
I was waiting for you to get to that point.
Right. So that's not in this story because that happened allegedly after this story posted. So
Okay. Do we have that story?
I was not able to find.
Okay, so the story that I found was like when he was still over in the Greek league before he started buying, before he bought Nottingham Forest, I guess, was that he was not that he pulled a gun, No, I'm not saying that he did.
All right, just a quick interruption. Sorry, Drewzy's correcting me. Drewzy, thanks for reaching out on Twitch. Allardyce's 30 days was actually the shortest.
Who?
Of what?
Coach
being a manager.
getting sacked.
Anyway, sorry. Go ahead. About the alleged. About the alleged.
Big Sam, man. You know, actually, your gum will last longer than 30 days, baby.
Ew, my goodness.
Anyways, go ahead.
No, what I was saying about that owner, I was like, okay, I don't know. Of course, I don't know the whole story because I would never be able to. But I heard that he was like, you know, in the tunnel. Not that he pulled out a piece, but he kind of like
had one.
the implication.
The implication. It's about the implication.
Oh, he let him know he had the blicky on him.
Was there. And it was just like, this is happening. And then he went out into the pitch. He was really mad and blah, blah, blah. But it was visible. And
Well,
so
when-
nobody could
when-
say anything against him.
So the one time that he went down, he
after
didn't,
a loss. Of
the
some
one
kind.
time that he went down, and I was like, oh, this dude. And then that's when I didn't realize at first when he went down to the sideline. He didn't jump into the pitch this time, but he went down to the sideline and was just railing into Espírito Santos.
Oh.
And I was like,
that was-
this, and then that's when I started looking at him. It was like, that's the owner. Oh, dude,
Yeah.
he's just going
And
into
they-
on the sideline of a game. Like,
We talked about this on
Yeah.
the show, and the thing was, and everyone tried to play it off. So there was two things. There was one of the players. I don't know if it was. I forgot his name. It was the big forward. I think he got hurt, and it was like one of those things. Like he was hurt, and he didn't get subbed out in time. And then all of a sudden, that game they had to play. Like he couldn't play that player, so they were down a man. And that was one of the games. I was like, they're not making Champions League, and everyone thought it, and they lost. And then, like it was like the game. One of the games, like, oh, they lose this game, they're not making Champions
important.
League.
Yeah, the points
and
were
that's why he
Because
came
they were
down
on
there.
top for forever. Yeah.
Yep,
yeah.
and then he came down. That's when he started chest bumping out there. I was like, oh, and I'm like, yo, there's a few reasons he's mad. He knows they're not gonna make Champions League. He maybe blaming it. They played 10 men because the guy was hurt. But yeah, that dude is not happy. They were like trying to blow it off. Like, no, that's also. I was always like, they're never gonna make Champions League. So.
yeah, but I mean, you can't. As an owner, like I get it. You're going to be mad. You've invested this much
Oh, yeah,
money.
you can do that.
Making Champions League is a big payout, right? Is this? But for this guy, this is a common issue. Like, imagine
Yeah.
if you saw, what's his name from City down on the sideline berating Pep Guardiola, every season. I mean, how would that go
I've
over?
never-
Pep Guardiola is already on the brink, on the edge.
Well,
You know
if
what?
you saw it, so Edu actually one of the reasons Edu he left to go be at Nottingham Forest is because he was gonna be able to have a hand in all the other teams that he owns on like the developmental side. And man, when they showed that man today, Edu in the stands, he looked stressed. He looks like, man, Sean, come on, brother, get a dub, man. I need a dub. He looked like he lost some weight. It's like I bet he wish he was back at Arsenal right now, but I'm glad
Yeah.
we don't have him.
Yeah, I mean-
I'm glad Bertha came through.
And I feel the same way about Espírito Santo, which I actually really respect as a coach. I like Espírito
Facts.
Santo.
Yeah.
He's a really good coach.
Yeah.
For what he can do.
Mhm.
I mean,
he performs. He brings the best out of teams that don't have a lot of money.
yeah, I'm not going to give him Real Madrid or Barca,
Right.
but give him Villarreal, give him a Fulham, give him
Wolves?
those.
Don't give him West Ham.
Don't give him West Ham.
He's at West Ham.
Or,
Boy,
you know what?
it
You know
looks
what?
awful.
I think he was doing great
And
with
I
the
think-
Nottingham Forest. It was just,
Absolutely.
you
He
just
was
don't.
great in
You
Nottingham
don't have the
Forest.
depth.
Yeah,
You
it
don't
was
have the depth. You don't have the
so
structure.
good.
Look
It's
at
not
your
there.
team. You
Yeah.
got my boys in Chinko, Salah's like victim.
You know what?
Playing like starting every game. Like you ain't gonna win, my guy.
Give him Bournemouth when Areola leaves.
Yeah,
He's going to be
Bournemouth's
great
gonna
at
be
Bournemouth.
Yeah.
He's one of those coaches.
Yeah.
You know what? Like, so, I mean, I don't know.
And you think of that? Who at this point? Who, if you are like a Fulham coach, like the Silva guy, or like
yeah,
you're
Marco Silva.
like if you are looking there like talking about like Nottingham Forest, if you look at Nottingham Forest and see what they're going through, or even at West Ham, and say if they came and knocking at your door, I'd lock it. I'd be like, I'm asleep. Get away from me. Like I would never want to come.
yeah.
I would
No,
never.
after watching this, no. Like, why would you?
That's a great point. Who would you bring? Okay.
Well,
okay,
that's the issue. Okay, so that's the
you
question.
You can't, Ange.
Right. So did Ange deserve that in 39 days?
Probably. Yeah, I do.
Yeah, I think definitely.
yeah.
I
So
definitely
that was
think-
okay.
Ange-
So
Ange
one of the
never
things
been
one of the things
He's
that
not
I read
a great coach.
one of the things that I
He's
read
not.
is that there was like a team meeting where the players got together, and I think from what I gathered from what I was reading is that kind of kicked off the whole thing of like this isn't going to work with this guy.
He's not
it's
a
not
good
gonna
coach.
work.
I'm
with this guy.
sorry. He's
Yeah,
not.
I mean, he got the Arrington Hag. Oh man, did Arrington Hag get fired? Well, that's in Germany's league, but the way he coached, the way he talks to the media, the way he defends his philosophy that's why I never wanted to leave Spurs, because I was like, yeah, he's so good. He's awful. He is so
They
bad.
really liked him. They liked him.
I was
Defensively,
I was hoping
has
he would
no
be.
idea.
I was hoping he would stay there for
They really liked
until
him
he
there, though.
retired. Yeah, no, that's
But no,
Spurs.
actually, if you listen to the Spurs fans now, they're like, "Oh, Thomas Fingers is way better."
Oh my, yeah, right, and that's
Way better.
I
But it
was
was
like,
crazy,
I was like,
but,
as soon
I
as they
mean-
got Thomas, I was like, oh man, good
And
signing,
he
good
is.
signing, yeah. Oh,
I mean, but
way
correct.
better.
I mean, correct me if I'm wrong though. But when Ange was there, they loved him. They're like, no, he's gonna do it, and
Because
Spurs
he won,
fans are idiots.
because
believe
he-
in the process. And
Fair enough, but he won for like the first 6 weeks, and then it was just dreck. It was terrible.
yeah.
And the
You
Spurs-
know, they couldn't keep it up, and they'll say like, "Oh, it was a lot of like injuries and blah blah." Blah. Fair enough, a lot of it was, but even then, it just
It never
it
looked
was
together.
just okay. We saw the high line against Chelsea. We saw it, and it was terrible, and everybody knew it. And it's like, what are you doing? I could coach that better.
Yeah. And his thing was like he would blame on injuries. It was like, okay, so if you know you have all these injuries, how come you're not switching up your style play?
And he refused.
And he just did.
Refused.
It's just
I don't,
like
I don't
what?
think he has another style of play. I don't think
Exactly.
he knows another
He
style
doesn't.
of play.
That was the
He
issue.
hasn't read the books, the
Yeah,
technical
they're-
books. He
That was
hasn't.
the issue.
They were
And then
saying
he's obviously not listening to his assistant
I
coaches.
was like going
He's not
back to them,
listening.
but
Absolutely not.
I was listening to the pundits sometimes. They're like, they don't think he'll ever be back in the EPL. Like they that thing that like that's
No,
it. They
go to
never-
I don't
Rangers.
think-
Go to Rangers.
Yeah.
Go to.
It was like I could see it maybe in a
Whatever.
championship team, maybe.
He'd be
but-
fine there.
Go to the Saudi.
Go
league.
Millwall. Whatever. Like,
Oh,
yeah.
Saudi they ain't doing high presses in the Saudi league. Nah.
So okay, so then with the position open, has the position been filled? I haven't heard.
Not a
anything.
force?
No,
Yeah.
as far as I know, no. But I don't know. If you guys have
I
heard something.
thought ooh.
And then if it hasn't, who do you think would have to take this kind?
Yeah,
of
no, remember it was Sean Dice.
Sean Dice, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Dice,
that's
Dice,
right.
Dice.
Sorry, I was like, I just said his name a little bit. Yeah, because they wanted it. They
With
wanted it.
that, I'm going to the bathroom.
Yeah, yeah, right. So they got the man. They got the man that's going to save them from being relegated, because they are definitely in a relegation battle now, right?
Right.
So them, West Ham. I mean, I kind of want to say that maybe Nuno, like. So West Ham lost Graham Potter. They fired Graham Potter, and Graham Potter was like, "I'm out." Like he's like, "I'm gonna go coach Sweden."
Yeah.
He's like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, instead of going to another booty EPL team that's struggling, that, you know, you don't know what you're going to get. You don't have depth. You don't have the money to buy anyone in January. Your fans are always at your neck. Like, yeah, I give Graham Potter respect. He was like, I'm good. I'm going to go coach this national team and go for the World Cup. Because, like, Nuno went to West Ham, and I'm like, my man, how do you go from Nottingham Forest and then you think coaching West Ham is going to be they're worse than Nottingham Forest? I'm like, so, like, I was kind of shocked that he took that job. I think he should have just waited until after the season, or maybe took a shot at a national team with all these teams that need a coach for their World Cup. Like, it's wild. It's wild to me, and it's unfortunate, because, you know, it's like every time a coach gets fired, especially like Nuno, man, it's like a stain on his record. And like you said, we think Nuno's a good coach when he has the tools that available to him to succeed. And, you know, we look at Mr. Ratcliffe, who came out for Man United, and I respect him. Like, with your victory, he came off of Liverpool. When he came out and basically was like, Amaroom's a 3-year job, but he's a 3-year project, and he expects him to be there for 3 years. And, you know, there's a part of me that respects that. Like, it's like, for me, it's like letting your fan base know, like, all right, well, we're giving him the time to figure it out. Y'all can either, get on the boat or jump off. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think in his eyes, who would he hire? Who would Man U bring in? Who would be another coach to hire? No one. It's like it's slim pickings out there. And
we've had a few seasons where it's like there's who do you really want to come over to handle your club? No, and there's nobody. And not only that, there's not that many people who would take that job. Like, who's going to take that job at Nottingham Forest right now? Like, it's going to be someone who wants to a young manager who wants to build a name and is going to take that risk of doing it at Nottingham Forest, or someone who is looking for that next bigger push.
Yeah.
But you're not going
Put it on their resume.
You're not going to get a well-seasoned, experienced manager to come in and help you out. Klopp's not coming back to go to Nottingham Forest. That's not going to happen.
No.
Pep Guardiola's not going to leave City to go to Nottingham Forest. That's not going to happen.
It's like in me, I'd take if it was me, I would just take a look at my club and so I'll look at the academy. Who's the U19 coach? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, we might as well go that way. Who's the assistant coach? We might as well go that direction because that seems like the direction that we need to go.
Right.
You know, so like.
And at the same time, like, does that manager, that young manager, or comes up as an assistant and becomes the head manager, do they take – what kind of power would you have in a situation like Nottingham Forest where obviously the owner is – the boss.
So that's
you know,
that's one of those things too. It's like, so it's I'd say him, Levy, and then Daniel Levy, and then Nottingham Forest. I felt like Spurs fans almost got to a point where they're about to actually be like, "Yo, the owner needs to go." Nottingham Forest fans, I feel like, could get to that point, but that man doesn't look like he's going anywhere.
No,
he doesn't look like he takes a lot of criticism or anyone's other opinions very well.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
He's used to being the boss.
Yeah, he looks like, oh my goodness, that's who he looks like. He looks like Dick Dastardly from Wacky Races. Y'all know what I'm talking about? Y'all know
from the cartoon, the Hanna-Barbera thing.
Yeah, he has like that Dick Dastardly look. That's who he looks like. And from the like Wacky Racers and the old cartoon, like that's why I look at his face. I'm like, why does he have that? Like he's like that cartoony look face and he has like that little mustache. He's like always like dwindling up. But yeah, man, he's not like that guy's not going to. He's not going to leave his post. He's not going to listen to the fans. He's only going to listen to one person.
He doesn't have to. And actually, like let that happen. I mean, there's
relegation. They just plummet the team.
I mean, there are some owners that just don't know any better. They think they do. The difference between him and Abramovich was Abramovich didn't have to know better because he had nothing to lose.
Well, but Abramovich was also. That's the thing with Abramovich is that he understood his position in the sense of like, I'm the dude with the money, and then he hired people to do the rest.
But here's the difference.
He brought in people to do this. This guy's not going to give up power to other people to do the rest.
There's two differences between that. Abramovich had way more money, and Abramovich didn't have the rules that are set up now. Whereas,
that's true too.
He can't just buy himself out of here.
Yeah.
Abramovich absolutely could.
Yeah.
I'm going to bring in Mourinho. I'm going to bring in Drogba. I'm going to bring in some of the best players that I've ever seen in my life, and they're only going to allow 15 goals this season, and we're going to win the lot. And they did.
Yeah.
I mean, Abramovich could do that. The rules aren't the same anymore.
No, they're not.
And he's running as if like they are, and they're not. No. Like, so let him succeed or not. He's probably not going to.
Yeah, I don't see this. I don't see this working out for Nottingham as a club because I
think they're getting relegated.
I mean,
it's not looking good right now.
I don't disagree with that. I mean,
it's not looking good right now.
He should be sensible about this. He's treating it as he's being as an owner. He's doing the thing that you shouldn't do as a businessman.
Yeah, it's
being emotional about it.
Yeah, and it's kind of crazy. Like you're not gonna get a W because you're angry. Like that's not how you get W's. No. That's not. You got to fix the issues. You got to fix the problems that you have.
And you're not gonna win because you brought in your friend. That doesn't work either.
Yeah, no. It never works
at all.
And it's crazy that
and it makes it worse.
But it seems like this is the pattern for him. Like if I don't like it, I'm going to get angry at it, and that'll fix it. Which it hasn't. It's not like Olympiacos has gotten fantastic since he took over Olympiacos. They're still Olympiacos. You know, they're a wonderful historical team. props for what they've done over 100 and some odd years, but they're still not a force to be reckoned with.
Yeah,
by
dude,
any
it's
means,
not 1984, and you can let Maradona, figure out your problems for you.
No.
This is a business, and you need to treat it as a business, and you have to make the right decisions as a business. That's what it really is.
And that's actually a good point. And we want to look now at two teams who have treated football as a business, and both good and bad, with Barcelona and Real Madrid. Barcelona and Real Madrid, because the Clásico is on Sunday. It's speaking of ownerships who have done some crazy things with money.
Both of them.
Crazy things with money, so much so that they've been fined, they've been banned from trades, what was it? The Barcelona what was it? One of the he was a president, because he wasn't an owner. He was a president, just disappeared with a bunch of money from the treasure chest, war chest, the Barcelona war chest.
Still gone.
And at Real Madrid, what would we get?
Man.
Because of the way we were spending money and because of the way we were, lining up those books. What was it? It's a 2-year trade ban, right? I think it was a 2-year trade ban, which actually did hurt
Real
the team.
Madrid, yes.
Yeah, which actually did hurt that team. It took us a while to get that traction back after finally able to do trades.
And that probably wasn't even as bad as what Bartomeu did to Barcelona.
Yeah, well, Bartomeu did to Barcelona. But we are going to talk about El Clásico, which is this Sunday. We're going to get some predictions in. We're going to see how the two lineups will be up against each other, because we're looking at stars that have already made their names and stars that are making their names all going up against each other. These are what I see as two very young teams that are going to fight hard for this. Barcelona wiped the floor with us last season, so hopefully Real Madrid has put something together. We'll talk about that right after this break. You are listening to WLPN LP Chicago 105.5 FM Lumpen Radio. You are listening to Lumpen FC, and we will be right back.
This is Sadie Woods, and I'm bringing you Gridlock Sound Lab, Rush Hour Radio featuring house, Afro-Latin rhythms, world beat, disco, funk, soul, electro, and indie dance music. Gridlock Sound Lab, first and third Fridays at 4, only on 105.5 FM Lumpen Radio.
Weird Lady Music is now on Lumpen Radio every first and third and sometimes fifth Friday of the month at 7 p.m. My name is Baltazar, and I will be your host, playing weird music made by ladies and music made by weird ladies across genres, geographies, and generations. Join me, citizens.
Lumpen Radio is supported by the Museum of Contemporary Art Chicago. The MCA champions the new and unexpected in contemporary art and culture through its exhibitions, performances, programs, and collection. Located in the heart of downtown Chicago, the MCA boasts the award-winning MCA store, the Marisol Restaurant and Bar, a 300-seat theater, and a terrace sculpture garden with a great view of Lake Michigan. Every Tuesday, the MCA is open until 9 p.m. and is free for Illinois residents. The MCA also offers free admission for anyone 18 and under all year long. For more information, visit mcachicago.org.
Have you ever felt there was more to this world than you could understand? Join me, DJ Heaven, for Spirit Worlds. Every first and third Wednesday from 10 p.m. to 12 a.m. on Lumpen Radio. Spirit World is a showcase of sounds designed to transport you to another world. Spiritual world that we cannot see but feel.
You're listening to WLPN, LP Chicago 105.5 FM Lumpen Radio. You are listening to Lumpen FC. Barra Brava Brewing is a proud sponsor of Lumpen FC. You can find Barra Brava products at Life on Mars in Logan Square, Mars Community Brewing in Bridgeport, as well as The Barrel in Pilsen. We were just talking about El Clásico happening this Sunday, Barcelona versus Real Madrid. This is an old game. It is, I believe the first one was played in 1902. There is 103 wins for Barcelona, 105 for Real Madrid, and the rest are all draws. I think it's like 50 some odd draws. Do the math. So this is an old one. And not only that, last season, there's a lot of historical there's a lot of history behind it. Especially the things that happened in the 40s. If you want to read up on a historical rivalry, I highly recommend any of the hundreds of books out there that are based on El Clásico. Hit them up. But let's look at
real quick. I just wanted to say something before you get in there.
Yeah,
that kind of goes to your point. When you say, I was thinking about the Real Madrid Barcelona game. It's like you're like when they play each other. Oh yeah, I'm gonna watch that. And I guess for La Liga, that is one of the games to the end that only have 2 or 3 teams in my opinion. But every time Real Madrid Barcelona do play, just because it's literally those two big dogs play, I do want to listen to I do want to watch that. Other than if you look at EPL, you want to watch Liverpool play Chelsea, Man U, Arsenal.
Right.
Like you want to watch them play. You want to watch them play way more than just in one game. So I can actually see what you're. Yeah, I'll see what you're saying.
That's my thing. I mean, as far as I don't want to go on what you're talking about.
Yeah, right.
But as far as like derbies go, it's like there's several derbies in EPL that you kind of want to like watch or see what happens. Mm-hmm. Whereas in La Liga, it's not necessarily so, but
this
whatever. That's a whole other thing.
But like the Clasico is El Clasico. Like, well, you're right.
I mean,
right.
that's
one of the oldest.
That's bigger than the Super Bowl.
It's bigger than the Super Bowl. So when the big days of the Galacticos and Messi at Barcelona, when Ronaldinho was at Barcelona,
right.
The viewership was as high as 1 billion views for some of these matches, and sometimes more than that. So this is a crazy matchup that is a historical rivalry.
At 10 in the morning.
At 10 in the morning,
Let's
right?
go.
And sometimes at 5 in the morning.
Yeah.
Sometimes
We've been there.
Yeah.
We've been there when it was at 5 in the morning.
Oh, yeah.
We showed up at some pub in like the middle of Dallas.
Yeah.
And there was people there.
There was people there.
We were just like
people there to watch.
They were like, you guys got coffee? No.
No. Can you serve alcohol? No, this is Texas. We can't serve alcohol till noon. Like, this is great.
Yeah.
But we watched the game, yeah. The way I'm looking at this one, because for me, like I had said in the previous shows, the only thing I care about for Real Madrid this season is the league. I do not care about champions. I do not care about the Kings Cup. I want them to win the league this season. Top of my list is for that to occur. Barcelona had our number last year, though. They beat us. Of the 4 matchups that we had that I can remember, they beat us all 4. And in some of those, in 2 of those, it wasn't even close. Real Madrid might have not even shown up to one of those matches. Our defensive line, which is still problematic for Real Madrid, is just not there. Asensio is not performing. I know they love him in Madrid. It's just not occurring. The setup with Tucumeni is Tucumeni has to help out Asensio too much. It's just not working. And we concentrated so much on bringing in strikers and midfielders and forwards and filling in those front lines that we didn't concentrate at all on the back line. Go ahead.
Can I ask you? All right, so I understand what happened last year.
Mm-hmm.
And as far as like what I saw, like in my experience of what was happening, I didn't think you guys had any problem scoring. There was obviously like a defensive structure that, but hang on, because you guys were missing a lot of your starting defensive lineup.
Right.
All right. So I haven't been following outside looking in. This
season or last season? This season?
This season.
Okay.
Did you guys bring some of those guys back in? And then also, like, even if you did, are you because under Xabi Alonso, are you really relying as much as you would under Ancelotti to shore up that back line? Because you might be scoring more under Xabi Alonso. So would it matter defensively? Similar to how Klopp came in at Liverpool, and he was able to score more than be defensively sound.
See, but okay, that tactic works great in La Liga. It doesn't work great against Barcelona because Barcelona can rack up the scores also.
Sure.
And they have. That's what they did to us last season. Like, okay, we're gonna go toe to toe, chest to chest, and they put, what was it, like 5 on us in one game?
Yeah.
And that's the issue also that we're having with the front line at Real Madrid. We are getting those chances. We're getting the open field where we're. I had my suspicions about Mbappe coming in. I think Mbappe has definitely taken all those words that I said and shoved them back down my throat. He's looking phenomenal. He's looking great. He's playing on the onside better now than he was previously, where he was just always offside. So he's learning his timing. I think him and Bellingham now are starting to mesh. I love the way he looks with Adra. I prefer Adra. I prefer Adra, Rodrigo, and Mbappe than Adra, Vini, and Mbappe. But that's a whole different thing because of the way they're positioned on their sides.
Sure.
Trent Alexander's also figuring it out as well. I'm going to give him time because he came in hurt.
Yeah,
I get it.
He's been out for a while.
It's fine. I'm going to give him time also.
He'll rock for you guys.
But there are certain players that, okay, look, it's not working. And Asensio, to me, Asensio, the back line is where the issue is. Raul Asensio is problematic. He just makes... I can't tell what it is. If he can't see the field correctly, or
he's
he
a
has,
center back.
He's back. He's center back.
Well, so you guys got Militao.
We have Militao
and
right.
Rudiger, right?
And Rudiger, right? But there's injuries. There's issues being played. I think Rudiger might still be serving his suspension. I'm not sure what's going on with that.
Okay.
I don't know where he is on the timeline with that. The issue is on that back line. And the main problem for me, and I'm just going to call him out, is Asensio. Simply because he makes really, really weird choices for the through ball passes that are going by him, positioning the player offside, pushing the player against the run. He allows players through very easily. And I don't know if he has a vision problem or he just doesn't see what's going on or the communication on the field isn't there. I'm not sure what it is. But he makes a lot of decisions that are just bonehead decisions. The pass back at the Club World Cup, that pass back where he whiffed on the ball, and PSG took advantage of it, and boom, done, game over. It's done. That was the first one. Then Rudiger also made his mistake with one of the pass backs. There's just too many mistakes on this back line. Of the ones that I think are definitely okay in the back line when healthy, Militao. Camavinga, I like sometimes in the back line, and of course Tukameni, which he's the one holding up that.
But
back line.
those are two defensive midfielders that I would not put in the back line, personally.
Which is crazy, right? Because especially because like Trent Alexander, I want him more on the attacking run, but we need someone in the back, right? And it's one of those things where we've seen him where he moves that line up. And then when that counter hits, Asensio can't drop.
Okay, so
Tukameni can't drop.
I'm sorry. This is what you guys bought.
No.
I told you.
I
told you this is going to happen.
But I mean, I don't control the books.
No. You don't.
So,
you don't.
Because I was with you on that. I was with you on that. Like, this doesn't make any sense,
remember
right?
we were talking about that. Like, I was saying, like, okay, fine, fair enough. Buy Trent. Get him for whatever reason.
I wanted him as an attacking defender.
And he is, but you better have a center back that's going to fill in that space. If you don't have it, then you are screwed.
Yeah, and Asensio can't. He just can't.
But I said that you guys didn't have that.
Right, but what do we do, right? So we have the position that we have. We play with what we have, right?
I hear you.
That's what I have as a fear for this weekend. Barca, they see this. What's his name? Flick knows.
Hansi Flick,
yeah. He sees this. He knows what side he's going to go down. He knows what defender he's going to attack. I don't know if Hansi Flick is going to be allowed to be on the.
He's not.
He's not. Okay, so he won't be on the field. But still, he'll be in the stands calling it in, right?
But you guys are not going to play Trent, so. I mean.
Yeah. So, but at the same time, that's not the issue. Is Asensio, not Trent. The issue is Asensio, and they're going to attack Asensio. They're going to attack his side. And they're gonna get through. So I'm putting this as Barca is probably gonna put 2 goals on us, and then the only other hope that we have is that Mbappe Adra, Vinicius, Rodrigo can pull off 3 or 4 goals because we're not going to do it as a defensive team. It's not going to happen in that aspect.
But they're not great defensively either.
No, they do have their problems on defense. But here's the issue that I'm seeing is that Barca has more on the run back, on the counter attack problems than they do. When we play in their box on their side, they're a little bit more controlled. They have a little bit better defense when it's all structured. We're playing in our box. We're going to allow this against the counter. Sure,
they seem to be more open to having that sort of like basketball kind of game going back and forth.
Yes,
and I don't know. I mean, does that help you guys more? Or, like as far as you guys like to play, or do you guys like to play like a more?
No, because we have to play on the open field. And Mbappe's an open field runner.
So you guys like it to be more slow and like.
No, I think that's going to be the issue is that we are going to have to do the counter-attack style play. The long ball, the through ball on the counterattack, get Mbappe to run.
So it might be back and forth.
Well, that's the thing is we're going to have to draw them into the position where they pull up that high line because they still play a high line for whatever reason. Hansi Flick does like a high line, so we got to get that line to come up and then do a counterattack. I don't see us being able to dribble through the box on them.
Okay, so you're inviting a press, which
Yeah.
means you guys are a little bit more of a low block, kinda.
Yeah.
Okay.
But that's the issue.
Fair.
Once we do that,
But you don't like your defensive.
once we
backline.
do the low block, it's gonna open up Asensio to making his mistake, or anyone in that line to make that mistake. Where that's where the issue is. So I think that's where they're gonna definitely put 2 on us for sure.
Oh man, this is gonna be kind of interesting.
It's gonna be crazy.
What you're describing, this sounds kind of like crazy.
I don't see, and you can see that. And I saw this in the last match. That high line that we used to play, that Real Madrid used to play, it's not there anymore. Because he's noticed we can't run back on the counter. We can't do it. So that high line's not really. There's always 2 defenders back. There's always someone ready to move backwards. We even it was one moment, and I pointed it out. And we had someone in the top corner, the half corner, the entire time, never really moving up further beyond that.
I mean,
just to hold on to that lead, right? So glad that he noticed it. Glad that he's realizing, okay, we can't do this. We have to be careful with that. But that still doesn't change the fact that Barca can play the tiki-taka in the box, and they're very, very good at it. Rafinha is, which I'm not sure he's playing. No, who's not playing? There's one player not playing.
I don't know if Rafinha is playing. He might be.
I don't think it's
still
Rafinha.
hurt.
Yeah, I think he's still hurt. And then Pedri, I think,
there-
was
there-
also questionable, right? I think so.
But there's Rashford. There's probably not Pedri, the other one in the midfield. I can't remember his name. But yeah, he
Lamine
probably
Yamal?
has. No. Not Pedri. What's the other Spanish player? Anyways,
You said Rodri
No. For Barca.
for Barcelona. You said the Spanish player.
He's a young kid.
Not you're not talking about Garcia.
No,
No, that's
he was
for
like,
us.
He was
Garcia's
like
with us.
he was like semi-courting the princess of Spain.
What? Are you serious?
Yeah,
So Garcia, Gavi.
Gavi.
Okay.
Gavi.
Which is
So-
weird because he's kind of fallen off a little bit this season.
I think he might be hurt and might be like with Hansi Flick. He might be out, but his talent is still there. Especially in midfield.
Is Dani Olmo still there?
He is.
Yeah.
He is, but he's also hurt. He's also
hurt. So Barca's having injury problems, so that's good. But Ferran Torres could come in, do his thing. Marcus Rashford might show up. You never know. It might be one of those days where Marcus Rashford shows up like he did at United. He shows up for one game and then disappears for 3 months.
Yeah. No, and Fermin is also could do one of those things like that's the thing. Like when I look at Barcelona, it's a bunch of kids.
They are.
It's a bunch of kids, and they're still doing their own thing.
But it's a bunch of kids that are still really good.
Yeah,
And I hate saying this as a Real Madrid fan. I hate saying that Barca is really good. But look what they did to us last season.
Yeah.
And in one of
But
those games,
it wasn't
Now,
the
here's-
kids back then, but yes.
but there was the buildup of those kids. And not only that, there was one game, and I can't remember what it was at the end of the season, right? So it was probably one of the last games that we had against them. They made it look easy. They made it look easy on us. Granted, we had injuries. We had Carvajal was out. We had our defensive line was gone
back line
completely at
was
that
not
point. I think what's his name? Rudiger was out because of the 7th red card he got that season. So they made it look so easy against us. I left. Like right a little bit after halftime, I was like, I'm out. I'm gonna go do laundry because we're done.
No, I remember
we're
that.
cooked. It's over. It's over. So it's gonna be a fun game. Follow us on Instagram because we will be showing it and having a good time.
Empanadas will be there too. Have some empanadas.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Ooh, I can't wait for that. I think like I don't know. The way the La Liga is going on right now, I feel like both teams are very close, and
then sorry to interrupt, but the importance of this game right now, these 3 points or this 1 point, are going to be very important at the end of the season because Villarreal is on the chase. Atletico Madrid is starting to pick it back up. Sorry to interrupt, but
no,
it's a big game. It's a big game,
and I agree with that, and it might be. But it also feels like I've seen like a lot of instances where these games, they might mean something, they might mean something big, but ultimately it feels like you and Barca, Real Madrid and Barca are just going to go back and forth the way it's happened for a long time. Unless something like Atletico Madrid just kind of happens to show up, which I don't think they will because they're not looking good. I don't think
they just started. They're looking better now. They just started the season off really bad.
I just don't think. I think it's going to be like your typical Barca, Real Madrid, La Liga thing, and but that being said, every sort of like point does matter at this point. So that being said, I feel like this La Liga El Clasico is going to be huge. I think both of them are going to be huge. But I mean, it's funny because I'm seeing like so many detriments to both teams. Like Real Madrid doesn't have great defense. Barcelona has a bunch of kids. So what's really going to happen? I feel it's going to be a great game. I think it's going to be kind of like an extremely interesting game because how do you set up against each other?
Real's not really an old team either. Like we're looking at some of the leaders now. Like Cruz isn't there anymore. Modric isn't there anymore.
But the back
we got Rudiger, who's probably won't be on the field because he lost it on a ref.
Where's it at?
It's at Real Madrid. It's at Bernabeu. Yeah, Santiago Bernabeu.
Yeah, but I mean, like that back line, like we don't know what's happening with that back line, and you have a new coach. And it's just a lot of different factors of like could make enough of a difference.
Yeah,
with both teams.
Yeah. Now here's the thing though, is that and it was very noticeable in last year's games. Both these teams are going to gun. There's not going to be. There's no slow play.
Yeah, it might be a basketball game. It might go back and forth.
For all 4 games in last season, it was that way for almost every minute of those games. Even though Barca was definitely the better team at that time. Now, Real Madrid isn't an old team either. We're looking at Bellingham being our leader, and Bellingham's what, 25, 20? He's young.
Young buck.
But he's good enough. I mean,
no, he's great. He's great. Yeah. But we have, it's young players as well.
It
Not
could
as young
be
as
worse.
Barca's young. Like you got what, the 16-year-old on there that it's on the bench, So
it could be worse. Yeah.
It's a young team. Which makes it even worse, right? Because now you think about like the future, right? And Barcelona in 3 years, if they can keep this roster, if they can keep these teammates together, once they all start hitting, that 26 age, that 27 age, when you're starting to peak, they're gonna be ruthless, ruthless. So we'll see what occurs with that.
Yeah, when they get older, we'll see we'll see what the smoke clears, how much Barcelona can afford, and how long these players can stay on that team.
They've been,
But that's the
they've
thing,
been
though.
affording everything.
Look,
Like,
yeah,
I don't even question
Man,
that
stadium is getting built together slowly, slowly.
Yeah, they don't even need a stadium. Just put them in the middle of like some field and they'll be fine.
Well, see, that's the thing. They've been playing great at the Olympic Stadium,
That's what
and
I'm
that's
saying,
a beautiful
like, it's-
stadium.
I don't question either Real Madrid or Barca at this point when it comes to money or financial troubles.
And
It's
that's the craziest thing about
you
Barcelona,
guys will
right?
figure
Because
it out.
it wasn't that long ago that the
Yeah,
president escaped with,
Which isn't great.
with
That's
Yeah.
not a great
all
outcome.
the money from Barcelona, left them basically almost on the edge of bankruptcy, and then they found money somewhere. Where did they find the money?
They did. They sold him, but then they were registering players, and even all the teams were like, "Yo, this isn't right. Y'all can't. Like,
wasn't.
They can't just be." They still
It's
do this year.
not.
They still do it each year. Yeah, it's like it's whatever. They'll always be in La Liga is always going to bail Barca out because they know they need Barcelona.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean Barcelona's. I mean it's one of those clubs. Like, is it too big to fail? You know, like
Well,
the history that's there.
them
is-
and Real Madrid are absolutely too big to fail.
Yeah, but
Like,
I mean, but that's-
if it was reversed,
But that's not what sports is.
Nah.
That's not how it. That's not how
no,
this
it's
works.
not. But
And just look, granted, La Liga, the FA, and FIFA came down with punishments when they were just out of control, doing things that are just like completely against regulations and rules. So we got those bans. Barcelona also had the 1-year ban, I think, of not being able to trade
Yeah,
or do transfers. Which, okay, it's Barcelona. Every kid wants to go play at Barcelona.
yeah.
Or it's one of the teams where it's like, nah, if I get a contract at Barcelona, I'm gonna go play at Barcelona. If I get a contract at Real Madrid, I'm gonna go play at Real Madrid.
It's very interesting. I keep running about is it needs like I would love to see the whole documentary of how they got into this financial like burden, how they have to, how they're and there's still no clear like where their money's going, how they had to sell off all this other club. Like, how did that happen?
Don't know how any of that went down.
Yeah.
What were
And
the
then-
levers?
that was the thing.
What were
Yeah,
the
What were those?
What-
And not only that, the reporter that they shut up, the reporter who was like, there was like zero money in the Barcelona bank account, like like it was gone. Like it was just
Yeah, it just doesn't
where
make
did the
any
money
sense.
go? And it was like in the
Where's
Cayman
the-
Islands.
where's
It was
the money,
Cayman-
Lebowski?
Exactly.
It's like between Ronaldinho and Messi, when you're those eras, like how do you not just have money out the butt?
Yeah, I don't know.
Like,
I don't
how do you
know.
not know?
Now we have.
And then who's and also it's
So-
like who's your financial people? Just like the Spanish mob.
Well, I don't know. Hey, let's not do that.
Hello,
We're speculating. We are speculating. Allegedly. This is
Allegedly.
speculation. None of that's real. Don't listen to us. Don't listen to us.
Allegedly.
Well, it has been fun, guys. You're listening to WLPN LP Chicago 105.5 FM Lumpen Radio. You're listening to Lumpen FC. Barra Brava Brewing is a proud sponsor of Lumpen FC. You can find local Barra Brava products at Life on Mars in Logan Square, Mars Community Brewing in Bridgeport, as well as The Barrel in Pilsen. So, again, if you want to hit us up, you can always put a comment on Twitch, on Lumpen TV, while we are on the air. You can hit us up at Lumpen FC Radio at gmail.com. Follow us on Instagram, 3160firm, and Barra Brava Brewing Co. For any of the events that we have coming up. And on X.
Yes.
Twitter, X.
Throw Lumpen FC, you'll find us.
Lumpen FC will be on there. I haven't been on X since the dude took over, and so I don't know who's running that.
That's me.
You're running it. All right. So hit us up on X as well. On a final note, I want to thank everybody that made this event this past weekend possible and a success. Thank you all so much for your hard work and your excellent organizational skills. We were able to raise, or still are raising, I haven't heard the final result, for how much money we raised for ICIRR. But I hope we can get that number out here for the next show and have all the info on that. And we hopefully are planning to do another one here soon. So thank you all so much again for helping us out and helping your community out, especially with the way things are currently. Once again, you're listening to WLPN, LP Chicago, 105.5 FM Lumpen Radio. You've been listening to Lumpen FC. Please stay safe out there, everybody.
Yep,
Have a good
one, y'all.
night.
Stay safe.
Take care.
Love y'all.